Most people think they need more money. But what if money was never the real problem? What if the real reason you stay broke, stressed, behind, and stuck is because you never learned control? Not control over money, control over yourself. Because there are people making $30,000 a year building wealth, and people making $200,000 destroying their lives. So today, I'm going to show you the one behavior almost nobody masters, the behavior that silently decides whether you stay broke forever or become financially dangerous. And once you see it, you'll never look at your habits the same again. Because we all know this bold secret, this is the lie we keep telling ourselves. Most people say, if I just made more money, everything would change. No, it wouldn't. Because money doesn't fix chaos, it amplifies it. If you can't control $100, you won't control $10,000. If you avoid your bank account now, you'll avoid your investments later. If you impulse spend broke, you'll impulse spend rich. The amount changes, the behavior doesn't. And that's the trap. Most people are trying to increase income without increasing discipline. That's like pouring water into a leaking bucket. Eventually, you realize your paycheck isn't disappearing because life is unfair. It's disappearing because your habits are undisciplined. Basically, that's something we all struggled with in life at some point in time, so if you want to see change, you gotta stop how you've been operating and operate from a different angle, because doing the same things expecting different results is what they consider to be the definition of insanity. Here's what nobody tells you. Most bad financial decisions are emotional, not logical. People don't overspend because they're stupid. They overspend because they're stressed, lonely, bored, insecure, tired, trying to impress people, trying to keep up with the Joneses, like the old saying says, portraying an image that they got it all together, yet they are still way off and yet nowhere close to being that individual that has it all figured out. Money became emotional therapy. That Amazon package? Temporary dopamine. You can't even lie, we all been down that road before. However, don't forget that fast food, comfort, that expensive car, validation, that shopping spree, escape. Most people don't have spending habits, they have emotional coping mechanisms. Basically meaning we all control our money the majority of times by handling our money from emotions instead of systems. And yet here we are, broke with no control over our finances and out of control, emotionally distressed financially. And until you control your emotions, money will control you. The number one all-time high expectations of our financial lifespan stands, and yet, here we are. But in a few minutes, I'm going to show you the exact behavior shift that makes people suddenly become disciplined almost overnight. And once you understand it, you'll realize why motivation has been failing you your entire life. Motivation is fake. It's nothing but an emotion that runs rapid, and at the end of the day, we all find ourselves broke with no control over our financial situation. That's why you keep restarting. Every Sunday night, you become a new person. You're budgeting, meal prepping, watching finance videos, setting goals. Then Tuesday comes, you're tired. Now discipline disappears. Why? Because motivated people rely on feelings, disciplined people rely on systems. If we had to choose, or for that matter, if you had to pick an option, which one would that be? The wealthy don't wake up every day inspired. They build environments that force good behavior, automatic transfers, scheduled investing, spending limits, morning routines, no temptation around them. They remove decision fatigue. Because they know something most people don't. Your environment controls your behavior more than your intentions. So we say it again. Automatic transfers, scheduled investing, spending limits, morning routines, no temptation around them. They remove decision fatigue. Because they know something most people don't. Your environment controls your behavior more than your intentions. Here it is, the behavior that changes everything instantly. Delayed gratification. That's it. The ability to say, not now. That single skill creates wealth. Poor people ask, what do I want today? Disciplined people ask, what do I want most? That difference changes your future. Every wealthy person mastered sacrifice before success. Before the money came, that they controlled impulses. That's why discipline beats talent, every time. You know what's dangerous? Modern life is designed to destroy discipline. Everything is instant now. Food, entertainment, attention, shopping, validation. You never have to wait anymore. And when people stop practicing waiting, they lose control over themselves. This is a version of out-of-control financial standings. The algorithm profits from your lack of discipline. Companies make billions keeping you impulsive, because impulsive people spend more. And disciplined people? They become hard to manipulate. Why is that? Because they have built roadblocks and rock walls that stand in between a conscious purchase and an impulse buy. That's nothing but a waste of money. The second key point from which we stand is, in the next section, I'm going to show you the exact daily habits quietly keeping people financially trapped, including one behavior almost everyone watching this is doing every single day. Is this you? Look. There's no need in lying. We all have been there at some point in life. The main concern is, do we learn from it and adjust accordingly, or do we just continue to spend emotionally? Because look, let's be honest, people think wealth is built through giant decisions. It's not. It's built through repeated behaviors. Tiny habits repeated for years become your identity. Because without consistency, growth will never occur. Here's how people quietly destroy their future. Ignoring bank accounts, spending emotionally, eating out constantly, financing everything, avoiding planning, sleeping late, scrolling for hours, never tracking money, starting but never finishing. None of these seem dangerous alone, but together, they create financial chaos. You don't become wealthy accidentally, and you don't become broke accidentally either. The biggest transformation happens when discipline becomes identity. Not something you try to do, something you are. That's when everything changes. You stop asking, should I save money? Because disciplined people save automatically. You stop asking, should I budget? Because organized people naturally track things. Wealth starts when your habits align with your future identity. You have to become the type of person who can handle wealth before wealth arrives. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. You already know what to do. You know you should stop impulse spending. You know you should budget. You know you should invest. You know you should wake up earlier. You know you should stop wasting time. The problem isn't knowledge, it's execution, and execution requires control. Most people stay broke because they keep negotiating with themselves. Disciplined people make decisions once. Imagine who you become after 1 year of real discipline, not motivation, discipline. Imagine no emotional spending, savings growing automatically, debt disappearing, confidence returning, stress shrinking, control finally existing. That life is possible, but it starts with controlling small behaviors nobody sees. Even though may seem difficult once you acquire the newer positive behavior and habits, well, guess what? It gets even easier. Because the truth is, wealth isn't built in massive moments. It's built in private decisions repeated daily. So no, you don't lack money, you lack control. And once you master yourself, money becomes easier. Because disciplined people eventually win. Always. Control yourself first, wealth comes second. If this video grabbed your attention and you're ready for change, I recommend you try one of my system's links in the description and hit that like button and subscribe for even more knowledge.